The British countryside, with its rolling hills and ancient woodlands, holds many secrets. These landscapes, steeped in history and mystery, are the perfect backdrop for tales of the unknown. One of the most intriguing is the persistent whisper of big cats roaming free. These whispers have echoed through the valleys and woodlands for decades, capturing the imagination of locals and visitors alike. Sightings are rare, often fleeting glimpses in the half-light. These brief encounters leave more questions than answers, fueling the mystery even further. Yet the stories persist. One user, posting under the username Wandering Woodsman, describes a chilling encounter during a late-night hike. He was deep in the forest, surrounded by the sounds of nature, when he suddenly felt an eerie presence. He recounts seeing a large black cat with glowing eyes stalking through the undergrowth. The creature's eyes seemed to pierce through the darkness, creating an unsettling feeling that he couldn't shake off. The creature moved with an eerie silence, its eyes fixed on him before disappearing into the trees. The encounter left him questioning what he had seen, and whether it was a figment of his imagination or something more sinister. Another user, Birdwatcher67, tells of finding massive paw prints near her bird feeder. She had always enjoyed watching the birds in her garden, but this discovery changed everything. The prints were far too large to belong to a domestic cat or dog, measuring over 4 inches across. She couldn't help but wonder what kind of creature had left such enormous tracks. She described feeling a sense of unease, knowing that a large predator had been so close to her home. The thought of such a creature lurking nearby was enough to make her feel constantly on edge. These first-hand accounts, shared with a chilling realism, add a layer of authenticity to the phenomenon. The stories, filled with vivid details and genuine fear, make one wonder about the mysteries that still lurk in the shadows of our world. While descriptions vary, some patterns emerge from the countless sightings reported across the UK. Witnesses often describe animals resembling large black cats, leading many to believe that melanistic leopards, essentially black panthers, could be prowling the British countryside. Others report seeing creatures resembling pumas with their tan coats and long tails. Lynx, with their distinctive tufted ears and bobbed tails, have also been suggested as possible candidates. Some researchers theorize that these animals could be descendants of released or escaped pets, while others believe they could be remnants of populations that once roamed Britain before human encroachment. Whatever their origins, the mystery of their continued presence remains a captivating puzzle. The scientific community remains divided on the existence of big cats in the UK. While some researchers dismiss the idea outright, others believe there might be more to the story. Skeptics argue that the sightings are often misidentifications, with large dogs, foxes, or even domestic cats mistaken for something more exotic. They suggest that the human mind can easily be tricked, especially in low light conditions or from a distance. They point to the lack of photographic evidence and the often brief nature of the sightings as reasons to remain doubtful. Blurry photographs and fleeting glimpses do little to convince the skeptics. However, some experts are more open to the possibility. They argue that the absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. Dr. Andrew Hemmings, a wildlife biologist, has studied big cat sightings for several years. His research includes analysing tracks, scat, and other potential signs of big cats. He acknowledges the lack of concrete proof, but argues that the sheer volume and consistency of reports cannot be ignored. Each report adds a piece to the puzzle, suggesting a pattern that warrants further investigation. He believes that a small breeding population of big cats could potentially survive in the British wilderness, particularly in remote areas with ample prey and cover. These areas provide the necessary resources for such elusive creatures to thrive undetected. Despite numerous reported sightings, concrete evidence of big cats in the UK remains elusive. While some blurry photographs and shaky videos have surfaced, none have been deemed conclusive enough to confirm their existence definitively. However, tantalizing clues have been discovered. Large paw prints too big to belong to any known native species have been found in various locations. Scat or droppings analysis has occasionally revealed traces of prey consistent with a big cat's diet. While these findings are not conclusive on their own, they add weight to the argument that something unusual might be lurking in the British wilderness. Escapees and releases, unravelling the mystery. One of the most plausible explanations for the presence of big cats in the UK is the possibility of escaped or released exotic pets. In the 1970s, owning exotic animals was a status symbol, and many big cats were kept as pets before stricter laws were introduced. It's possible that some of these animals escaped or were deliberately released into the wild when they became too large or dangerous to handle. Furthermore, the release of animals from private collections or zoos during periods of economic hardship or changing regulations cannot be ruled out. These animals, already acclimated to the British climate, could have potentially established small, self-sustaining populations. The power of belief, folklore, and modern sightings. The belief in large, mysterious cats is deeply ingrained in British folklore. Tales of the Beast of Bodmin in Cornwall and the fen tiger in East Anglia have circulated for centuries. These mythical creatures, often described as phantom black cats with supernatural abilities, have captured the public imagination for generations. It's possible that these deeply rooted beliefs influence modern sightings. The human mind is wired to seek patterns and make connections, and it's not uncommon for people to interpret ambiguous shapes or movements as evidence of something familiar, such as a big cat. While this doesn't necessarily disprove the existence of these animals, it highlights the complex interplay between folklore, perception, and the unknown. Living on the edge, big cats and the British countryside. If big cats do indeed roam the British countryside, they have managed to survive undetected in a landscape densely populated by humans. Their elusive nature, combined with their ability to thrive in a variety of habitats from dense forest to open moorland, would make them incredibly difficult to track. Furthermore, their diet, consisting primarily of deer, rabbits and other small mammals, is readily available in the British countryside. This abundance of prey, coupled with a lack of natural predators, could provide ideal conditions for a small population to thrive undetected. A haunting question: will the mystery ever be solved? The mystery of big cats in the UK continues to fascinate and divide. While concrete evidence remains elusive, the compelling anecdotal accounts, tantalizing clues, and expert opinions leave room for doubt. Whether these creatures are escapees, remnants of a bygone era, or simply figments of our collective imagination, their presence lingers in the British consciousness. Perhaps the true allure lies in the unknown, the possibility, however slim, that these magnificent creatures share our island home adds a touch of wildness and mystery to an increasingly predictable world. Until definitive proof is found, the debate will continue, ensuring that the legend of big cats in the UK lives on.